Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Roro82 here, your railroad archaeologist. So I typically do railroad videos, but today I'm gonna throw a little something different at you. This video is for all my men out there who have been struggling with hair loss, thinning hair, male pattern baldness, receding hairlines. I'm with you in the struggle, man. I'm going through that myself. I've never spoken about this before, but yeah, I look at a lot of videos and I'm going through the same struggle, so hopefully this video will help you out. I'm gonna tell you what I know, what I went through, and hopefully that'll help you out too. All right, guys, so let me start off with giving you a little bit of what I used to look like, some background. Back when I was a teenager, I had like a full head of thick hair. Like you can see, I still have some wavy hair. So I had, back in the 90s, the mid 90s, the mushroom was in style. So basically how the mushroom worked was you would go to the barber, he would give you like a number 1 or number 2 here. And then like your hair would, if you had straight hair, it would fall. If you had wavy hair like me, it would kind of get like puffy. Or if you had curly hair, it would get even crazier. So yeah, I rocked that for a while. Then in the 2000s, the fades were in style. So I'd have like the Caesar and then a fade. And then in the late 2000s, I got a ponytail. So I wanted to look like Steven Seagal, one of my childhood idols. So for many years, I don't know. Okay, so this is one instance where I'm conflicted because some people say that it's your maternal grandfather. So your mom's dad is the one that influences the gene of your hair loss, which in my case, that guy looked like Homer Simpson. So maybe it was that, or the other part where I'm conflicted is when I was wearing a ponytail, like I said, I wore it greased back and tight all the time. So I could feel it tugging like right back here. So I don't know if that might have been a factor in that game too. But then yeah, that was the first instance I noticed it was like in 2003 for my 30th birthday. I started like noticing. I cut the ponytail for my 30th birthday. I got a fade to look. I don't know why I wanted to cut my ponytail off, but then like eventually I grew it back. But anyways, so for my 30th birthday, I remember getting a fade and seeing like a little tiny patch of clear right there. And I'm like, wow, that's not good. So then I grew back my ponytail in hopes to cover that up, but I think I shot myself in the foot because when I grew back my ponytail, like I said, I would wear it tight. So it might have tugged at my hair follicles, and I've read articles. I've read so many different articles that can, that's the thing about the internet. Like you can read so many different articles. Like the internet, you can actually groom how you ask a question so it can go in favor of what you're asking it or not. Like you can read 10,000 articles, you know, I'm throwing that figure out there for hypothetical purposes, but you can read many articles that would say how tomatoes are good for you or how tomatoes are bad for you. So I guess you just got to take into account your source, whether it's credible or not, and draw conclusions for yourself based on common sense and homework, you know? So yeah, so then 2013, around 2004, 15, 16, and I noticed people started saying like, wow, you got like a hole back there. And actually like that's, to add to that, I had a double cowlick, or I have a double cowlick, but that made it worse because some people just have one cowlick so they can get away with it. But when you got two, it kind of emphasizes it. And then that was 16, around 18, I tried something called Nioxin shampoo, which, okay, so in a nutshell, DHT is the chemical or the cause of why you would lose your hair other than hereditary. DHT, for, you know, in a nutshell, it's like something that blocks the hair follicle from receiving the testosterone or the appropriate nutrients, and essentially that hair follicle dies. So this happens little by little. It's a gradual process. That's why it takes years, in some cases decades, for some people to show. So DHT is the main culprit of why you lose your hair follicles shut down. And like that's my case. Like in my case, I'm just thinning back here. But yeah, as I said, it's just a matter of time. So I don't want. The other day, my girl told me I look like a grandfather. So I do not want to look like a grandfather. That is why today I decided to shave it all off. And I will be showing you that video in a few. But yeah, I heard, so yeah, like during the past couple of years, I've realized that, I realized recently that all the time and effort you put into thinking about your hair and hair loss and reading articles and how should I comb my hair and wearing a hat, you could have just avoided it by shaving your head. And I think that's what I'm gonna do now, because it's a lost cause. Like, Mother Nature is undefeated. Like, look at Steve Jobs. With all the money he had, he wasn't able to postpone his death. And I know that's a bit extreme, but what I'm trying to say is you can't, Mother Nature can't be beat, either thinning hair or diseases or whatever else. Like, we're all doomed basically. So you can, good health is merely the slowest rate at which you can die. So I hate to be like the bearer of bad news, but yeah. So that being said, yeah. What else was I gonna say? Oh yeah, Steve Harvey. So you guys, for those of you in my age range, you remember Steve Harvey in the mid-90s? He had a flat top. He had like a pretty thick flat top. And then like now in the 2000s or 2010s, when he got his own talk show, he was like bald. So I'm like, oh, I wonder what's up with this dude. And then I saw a video of him talking about, he gave several reasons, or not reasons, but like instances and when like to throw in the towel and when to know it's over. And the main one that stuck with me was, if your comb over don't go all the way over, it's over. So yeah, like sometimes you gotta face the music. I just turned 40 years old and I'm kind of lucky because like I've seen videos of like 20-year-old guys, 30-year-old guys. So it's definitely my time. So as I said, I showed you these pictures of me when I was in my teenage years and 20s, 30s. So with no further ado, let's see what a shaved head looks like. So my girlfriend has volunteered to shave me today. Let's get it on. Okay, ladies and gents, so no turning back right now. I'm at the point of no return. I got all my bullets and my gun over here, cocked, loaded, ready to go. So before I get funky with it and go completely bald, I'm gonna do this hairstyle that I've seen young people do recently, and I wanted to imitate it. So here goes nothing. Check this out. Check it out. Look at that. Ain't no returning now. Look, I look younger already, right? So for all you guys out there, yeah, I know this is a big thing for us. And I feel your pain. Like 40% of men go through, or 50% of men under the age of 50 go through this. So struggle is real. Some women even go through it. But so far so good. I like the look. No. So this, in my intro, this is what I was talking about, mushrooms. This is like what I used to get when I was like 7, 8 years old. So this would go all the way around like that. And just FYI, I'm gonna do this first part, and then my girlfriend's gonna take over and do the I'm gonna do, like I said, from here. She's gonna take over and do the rest. So I'll give you an in-depth look for that. At that. I look like Kim Jong-un. You guys, let me know below what your favorite hairstyle as a kid was. I know that's like a very time sensitive question, because back in like in the 50s, I remember people used to rock flat tops. Then in the 60s, they had that Elvis Buffon, I think they called it. Yeah. Now we're gonna go like, kind of give it a little shape over here. So yeah, remember I said all the time you're gonna dedicate to thinking about your hair? All gone. Now your hair is a thing of the past. You can worry about more productive things and not have to worry about, oh, is it raining? Is it this? Is it the other thing? No, F that. It's like, this is our rite of passage into middle age. So yeah, that's the look I wanted to have, kind of, sort of. So you got this, and you got that. How's it looking? Okay, ladies and gents, so as you see, I did this part, and I got to live my dream out, so now my girlfriend's gonna do me the favor of finishing the rest for me. Go ahead, babe. She's getting every nook and cranny, because yeah, that's also like a thing. Like when I was looking at all these videos, some guys, when they do this on their own, like once your hair is trimmed and you upkeep, they leave patches like sometimes behind the ear or behind the neck, you know, spots you wouldn't typically see. So it's recommended you have access to several mirrors when you're doing this. Look at those locks of love coming down, dropping like flies. I got the jump on Father Time though. He thought he was gonna get me.
Turn that way though.
All right. So my girlfriend's gonna be nice enough to give me a mohawk now. There you go, look at that. Oh, so back in 2012-ish, when I had my ponytail that I shared with you guys, my nickname and my job used to be Fabio, but that was just haters. Oh. It's kind of rough back there, huh, babe?
A little bit. It actually comes off really easily.
So I'm using like a Braun beard trimmer made in Germany and a Chinese BS over here. Kind of look like a white version of Mr. T in a way.
I don't know where you started your line over here. Oh, way lower.
Yeah.
Look at me. All right, stay here. Oh. Turn. Put that down a little bit. Look at me there, so I can get your line.
Yeah, it's a very crucial moment in the haircut, guys. So.
Oh, you went way lower. Okay.
Yeah, that's also
Guess you could fix it.
a
later.
very disputed topic of conversation. Where does your hair stop and your beard begin? The short answer to that is when the hair starts getting wavier, you know, they're denser hair, so. But that's up to you. You can do whatever you want.
Look at me. Okay. I guess you could fix it if I can turn.
I look like a WWF
look.
wrestler. It'd be funny if my girlfriend has a change of heart and wants to leave it like that. That probably wouldn't be too funny. Couldn't see myself going out in public like that. Oh, Zangief. You guys remember from Street Fighter 2? But so it's like pretty. This is like the equivalent of a 0. One more step down and it'd be skin. I gotta practice my skills because I don't want to put a razor to my head and then like bleed out. So that's an acquired skill. It's gonna take some time. Be funny because my mother has a scrapbook of when she conserves my umbilical cord, first hair, first tooth, etc. So
Maybe you turn. Don't get me.
So we're moving towards the back.
So this is a spot where you normally bald at, back here.
Yeah, male pattern baldness. That's what does us in. Some guys get the front. I was lucky enough to get the back. But show that was boss, baby. Show father time. And it's funny because like I've known my girlfriend since we were both 12 and 6th grade, so she's seen me with a mushroom and she kind of put an end to my hair, so we now have like an unbreakable bond.
Pause it and go show the boys. It's so funny.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, before we continue, check this out. Well, you guys were able to see it. And then check out all our fallen soldiers so far. Look at that. Time to hit the road again, like Willie Nelson said. All right, baby. This is the money shot right here. Moment you've all been waiting for.
Once you finish, you're gonna have to start using moisturizer on your scalp. So you don't get like flakes and stuff.
I was gonna use soap.
And definitely sunblock.
Wait, babe. Exactly.
Gotta use some sunblock too.
Yeah. Good advice. Yeah. A lot of guys probably look past that. Like, at the end of the day, you're.
All the skin cancer on the head.
Yeah, she's a nurse, so she knows what she's talking about. You guys better listen to her. Yeah, I mean, if you know you're gonna be in the sun for a prolonged amount of time, it might even behoove you to wear a hat. There's a cartoon on, I can't forget if it was Family Guy or American Dad, that old man that has that patch of hair in the front. I know Murph from Impractical Jokers has that.
Why this way?
Because you gotta go down there, babe.
Why?
Down. Huh?
Why this way?
Down like this.
Why not this way?
Because you're going with the grain here, so you're gonna go down. That. When it gets,
there's like some spots where it won't go.
yeah, sometimes when it gets too coarse, you gotta go with the grain, then against the grain. Isn't that something? It's too coarse in some spots. Life has a sick sense of humor, huh?
I'm sure it sounds like it's got some ¿Tú estás grabando ahí nada, pare?
¿Está qué?
Estás grabando, pare.
Oh shit.
Here, I got you.
Thank you, dude.
Wow, how do I flip the screen?
Whoa. You gotta keep it like, no, this is not fun.
Screen?
No, it has to be like this, otherwise it comes out with the horrible things on the side.
Oh, I can't flip
No,
it
not at all.
to me,
Yes.
record you?
Nope. Has to be like this.
Okay. And I gotta hold it this way? Like that?
Yeah.
Okay. Alright. Just making sure the lighting is good. But you gotta turn them, because I can't
Turn what?
turn that way.
Oh.
There you go. Alright, right there. That's good.
Yeah, so FYI guys out there, rookies record with vertical screens, pros record with horizontal screens. That's why sometimes you see on the news, like those people have the bars on the side. Those people recorded that video vertically and they effed it up completely.
Well, definitely the bottom is way harder to cut than the top.
Yeah. So those bottom hairs aren't as susceptible to DHT as the top ones are. Remember DHT, I was breaking it down to you guys, that's the responsible agent for hair loss.
¿Me quiere cortar? We were doing great, but I don't know what's going on. It doesn't... Hurts?
A little bit, but sorry.
Ay, no está agarrando el pelo.
Maybe some?
Okay, we gotta pause a minute.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it doesn't sound.
And it's gonna discharge after a while, baby. Yeah,
I got it.
yeah, I guess it cuts smoother like that than the opposite way. Oh, Jim Cantori. So for you severe weather enthusiasts, Nick, I know you get a kick out of that. Jim Cantori back in '92 used to have a pretty receding hairline, and he went from that to the quote-unquote stud that he is today, chasing hurricanes. So yeah, Jim Cantori, Steve Harvey, Barry Bonds. Morgan Freeman's old as crap and he still has full head of hair. Hello ladies and gentlemen, Roro 82 here. The new and improved railroad archaeologist. So this is what liberation looks like. My girlfriend says I look better. I think I look better. It definitely feels worry-free. I'll give you the 360 right now. Check it out, check it out. This is 0. There's one step missing for like complete skin. But you guys get the gist of it, right? Boom. And let me show you this side. So yeah, I hope I've helped you with your insecurities or any questions or concerns you might have had. Definitely this over spending $5,000 for hair transplants or Hims or all those medications which at the end of the day aren't guaranteed and end up costing you your manhood or your liver or your pocket. So at the end of the day, this is the practical alternative. So if you haven't jumped on the boat yet, I'll toss you a rope. All right, ladies and gents, leave me a comment. It helps me with the YouTube algorithm. Thumbs up as well. Remember, I drop videos on Wednesdays and Sundays about history and railroads. So if you want, sub, and I'll greatly appreciate it. Always a pleasure. Take care. Bye-bye.